Welcome to the Moon Manifesting Podcast. I'm Kyra, Howearth, your host. Here on the show, we talk all about manifesting your dreams with the power of the moon so you can use the cosmic energy to transform your life. Welcome back to the Moon Manifesting Podcast. It's Kyra Howearth. And if you're here, I'm guessing that you have probably tried so many techniques for manifestation. You've tried visualizations, you've tried affirmations, you've tried vision boards, you've probably tried all the things. But did you know that there is actually a really powerful manifesting tool that isn't actually really something that you do, but it's more about how you feel? What if slowing down, softening, and surrendering could actually bring you closer to your desires? That's exactly what Yin Yoga can do. So in today's episode, we're going to be exploring how your Yin Yoga practice can become a powerful tool for manifestation by working with your energy, intention, and awareness on a deeper level than ever before. So many people think that manifesting is just about setting a goal and taking aligned action. But what if your nervous system is overstimulated? What if you're holding emotional or energetic blocks that are actually repelling what you're calling in? When you're constantly in doing mode, when you're forcing and pushing and constantly taking action without actually taking time to take a step back, to rest, to reflect, then there's no space for receiving. And without that yin receptivity, you actually just can't magnetize what you desire. There needs to be a balance between that yang energy of doing and taking action with the yin energy, which is the slowing, the receiving. So Yin Yoga really invites you to slow down, to create space not only in your body, but also your mind and your energy field. And it helps you to release what's no longer aligned, physically, emotionally, and spiritually. When practiced with intention, Yin Yoga becomes a sacred container for manifestation, a space where your desires can land, a space where you're not pushing, but aligning. So there's been a number of times in my life where I was feeling quite burnt out, where I was trying so hard to manifest my goals, and I was doing all the things, doing all the actions, doing all the planning, the preparing, and I was just really stuck in this loop of over-efforting, where I was just putting so much work into getting what I want in life. And then this year, I decided to really do things differently. This is my year of slowing down, of inviting more stillness into my life. And my yin practice, my personal practice of yin yoga has really skyrocketed this year. Not only because, of course, I'm teaching my 50-hour yin yoga teacher training this year, but also because I needed that time. I really needed that yin yoga practice for myself to rest, to create space, and to be open to receiving. And as I sunk deeper into my yin yoga practice over these first few months of the year, I realized that something started to shift. As I began to hold each pose, and in yin yoga, we can hold those poses for up to 10 minutes at times. And I started to notice all those inner things that start to arise, the emotions, the thought patterns, the beliefs, the fear, the self-doubt. And I began to shift that. As I become aware of those things that were holding me back from actually manifesting the things that I want, I was able to release them. Release them out with the breath, release them out with the physical poses that might be targeted on those different emotions. So you can really use your yin yoga practice as a powerful manifestation tool to release what might be blocking you, what might be holding you back. And for you, it might really be the secret sauce to manifesting your goals. And it really isn't about doing more, but it's about helping you to find a better alignment with what you're wanting to manifest. And as you have these internal shifts on the mat in your yin yoga practice, what happens on the mat also happens off the mat. Your external world will also start to shift. So let's dive into how to actually turn your yin yoga practice into a potent manifesting ritual. And I really love doing this. This is one of my favorite things to do, like when I'm teaching yin yoga, is I really think about how this is going to benefit my students and what they're going to manifest from this yin yoga practice today. So I often start off by setting an intention at the start of class. And I usually invite my students to set just one intention. Maybe it's for their practice, or maybe it's an intention that they'd like to use after practice. Like maybe if we're practicing on a new moon, I'll invite them to set an intention for the new moon cycle as well. So your intention is about how you want to feel. So it's not necessarily setting an intention for something tangible that you want to manifest, but it's for the feeling that you want to create. And I want you to keep it simple and aligned. And this will really anchor in your energy for the rest of class. So setting that intention at the start of class is super powerful. And it's just like how on a new moon, you'll set your intention and that will be your focus for what you're wanting to manifest with the moon cycle, right? So we're setting in an intention at the start of class. So from there on, you can kind of pick and choose what other methods you're going to use in your yin yoga practice. So something that I love to use is affirmations or mantras. You can mentally repeat affirmations in each pose. Sometimes I teach classes and I weave in different affirmations for each pose. So we might be in maybe like 5 to 7 poses in the whole class. And so I might just weave in maybe 5 or 6 affirmations for the students to repeat in their mind if it resonates with them. And your affirmations can be specific to your intention, to what it is that you're wanting to manifest. Or if there's something that you're working with, and we'll talk about that next. So you can create your own affirmation or mantra, or you can have a list that you have available for you so that as you're practicing, you can come back to that list and be reminded of those affirmations that you want to repeat. So the next thing is, as we're working with yin yoga, obviously we're bringing our physical body into specific shapes. But the cool thing here is that as we work with the physical body, we can start to work with the energetic body. So yin yoga, one of the foundations of yin yoga is actually traditional Chinese medicine. Yin yoga often works with the meridians, which are like energetic pathways. And so we can look at our yin yoga poses and maybe even formulate a class for ourselves, if this is what we're doing, to activate specific meridians or to help release any blockages out of those specific meridians. So the specific meridians can be associated with specific emotions. So maybe you know that you're feeling really afraid. Maybe you're holding on to a lot of fear. So you might look at the meridians that are associated with fear, such as the kidney meridian and the urinary bladder meridian, and work on poses that target that meridian to help you release that fear out of the body. So you might need to do a little bit of research if you're not exactly clear on the meridians and which poses target which meridians. Google is your friend for this, or definitely like go to a yoga class, chat to a yoga teacher. You can send me a message as well. But yeah, you can absolutely formulate your poses based on the meridians or the energy that you're wanting to work with to release certain emotions out of the body, to release those blockages. In a similar way, we can also work with chakras in our yin yoga practice. So like maybe you're wanting to work with the heart chakra, maybe you're wanting to focus on self-love. So what's holding you back from loving yourself more deeply, from like speaking kindly and being compassionate to yourself? Maybe you just need to work on some heart opening poses to help open up that heart chakra space and to receive more self-love and compassion into your body. So another thing that you can do in your yin yoga practice is use the breath, use pranayama to also assist with your manifestation practice. So using the breath, just firstly and foremostly, like just breathing in deeply and breathing out slowly and fully, even just that practice of focusing on like slowing down the breath and taking deep, full breaths in and out through the nose can just really help you to move energy through the physical body. And that's what pranayama is. It's like controlling the energy. Prana means breath as well as energy. So we can definitely use the breath to help shift energetic blockages. We can also use specific pranayama techniques depending on what we're needing. Like if we're needing to bring more calm, maybe we're, feeling a bit anxious or a bit stressed and we're wanting to bring more calm, more nervous system regulation into our lives. We might work on breathing in through the nose, and as we exhale out through the nose, we can extend that exhale to be a bit longer than our inhale. So you might inhale for a count of 3 and then exhale out for a count of 5. And you can also think about like inhaling a certain word that you want to call in and then exhale out a word for what you want to release. So if we're talking about like that heart chakra space, like wanting to call in love, you might inhale love and then exhale out jealousy or whatever words come to you. So you can use the breath to inhale the things that you want to bring in and exhale to release the things that you want to call out. So Yin Yoga, it really helps you to hold space for stillness. Yin Yoga is really that invitation to be still, to actually not have to consciously do anything, but rather to just be. And it's in this state of being where manifestation truly can begin. And as we hold that space for stillness, even though it may seem like not much is happening, this is where a lot of those shifts can be occurring within the physical body, within the emotions, within the energetic body. So using Yin Yoga to hold space for that stillness is really key for where that manifestation magic lies. And then as we come towards the end of our Yin Yoga practice, you can end your practice with gratitude. So it's always so powerful to practice gratitude for the things that you have, because the more that you show gratitude for what is already present in your life, it actually sends a strong message out to the universe that this is what you want more of. So if you have an intention for something, by practicing gratitude for that same thing, but recognizing where it's already present in your life, you can actually call more of that in. So ending your practice with gratitude is super powerful. And also come back to your intention as you end your practice. As you finish your practice, come back to that intention that you started your practice with, and maybe consider like how you can continue to hold that intention even after you come off the mat, even after you finish your Yin Yoga practice. How can you carry that intention with you? So Yin Yoga really helps to create space not only in the physical body, we're releasing so much tension out of the body in our Yin Yoga practice, but also creates space emotionally and energetically. And as we create this space, we are really creating space to call in the things that we want to call in. We're creating space for our desires to manifest. It can really help you to clear old patterns or resistance or energetic blockages or anything that might be holding you back. There is really so much power within Yin Yoga. It might seem really soft. It might seem like it's not getting you anywhere, that you're not actually doing anything. But like we've discovered in this episode, it really creates so many shifts underneath the surface. It's not just all about what's happening in the physical body. You're really doing so much inner work in your Yin Yoga practice. And when you practice Yin Yoga for manifestation, you're not just relaxing, but you're realigning. You're aligning your energy to the energy of what you want to manifest. And that is really where the manifestation magic happens. So if you want to go deeper into these sorts of practices, if you're curious about learning more about Yin Yoga, about those energetic pathways that we talked about, like maybe finding out more about the meridians or the chakras and how certain poses can affect those energetic pathways, and so much more, I would love to invite you into my 50-hour Yin Yoga teacher training. This is not just for yoga teachers. You can absolutely come and do this training and weave the knowledge of Yin Yoga into any of your existing modalities or skills, or even just use this knowledge for your own personal practice. In our Yin Yoga teacher training, we're going to be exploring the energetics of Yin Yoga through our poses. We're going to be exploring as well, like about setting intentions and working with the energetics, as well as how to infuse your Yin Yoga with a bit of astrology as well, which is pretty unique to my Yin Yoga teacher training. So you'll find the link in the show notes below, or you can go through to kyrahowearth.com/yin to find out more. So as we finish off today's episode, I would love to leave you with a quote, which I think comes from Dr. Joe Dispenza, but it may come from elsewhere. I wasn't entirely sure on where this quote came from. But this quote is, "You don't manifest what you want, you manifest what you are." In Yin Yoga, we learn to let go. And it's not about like holding on to those desires. It's more about just being, surrendering and letting go, and just letting it unfold naturally. And as we make that space for clarity, we can allow our manifestations to rise from that stillness of simply being. So thank you for joining me on the Moon Manifesting podcast today. Stay magical, stay manifesting, and stay tuned. I'll talk with you again soon. Thank you for tuning in to today's episode of the Moon Manifesting podcast. If you are curious about working with the moon, you can read my book, Moon Manifesting, or join us inside the Moon Manifesting Coven. You'll find the links in the show notes, or go to kyrahowearth.com.